Is a runaway ego about to sidetrack your recovery?
Well, in this episode, we're going to explore how being played by God can keep your ego in check and your recovery on track. Well, it's July 9th, and it's time for another double shot of My Sober Truth. Sean, I love this reading, this I'm an instrument. I love that whole analogy that God's playing through us.
Right.
That He's the master musician, and we are tools in His hands to affect humanity for the better.
Right.
In that situation. And so, as we explore this, I'd like to know from you, what do you think? What do you feel about this whole concept of being an instrument in God's hands?
Well, I have some pretty deep feelings about that. But quite honestly, I do feel like an instrument in His hands. And when I live my life like that, boy, does it seem to go better. When I live my life so it's my job to be boots on the ground here. It's my job to do the work that is involved with me trying to lead a good, peaceful, honest life.
Right.
It means I have to try to lead a good, peaceful, honest life. I have to do the things that lead to that. Mm-hmm. Also, the part that I play, the instrument of God that I am, is the parts of my life that I give over to trying to be of service to someone else.
Right.
And I actually, for me, I try to do it in every aspect of my life. I try to do it at work. I want to be, I'm a manager of people at work. I try to be the best manager of people that I can. It is nothing I love more than seeing people succeed.
Right.
Seeing people come through hard times and really succeed, and seeing the smiles that it puts on their faces when they really know they've done well. And that just kind of flows over into all of my life. It's nothing I love more than making my wife happy.
Right.
The smile on her face, man, it just gets me going. So, and then the same goes with other people as well. The more that I can do, the more that I can give back, the more of service that I can be to all of God's children,
right,
the better my life goes.
So I got a follow-up question to this.
Yeah.
I love that answer. And so with that concept in mind, how does that idea of being God's instrument help keep your ego in check?
Well, that's a great story. And so you and I were just talking about this earlier. So if you've ever been around church very much, you may have heard some people say God is everything or He's not,
right,
one or the other. Well, kind of in a play on that, God is either in charge of my life or He's not. And if He is, that means it takes some of the heat off me for the stuff that's not so great. I can rely on Him to help me with the stuff that maybe I don't like, that's not so great. But then I have to also remember that the stuff that I love, it's not all my fault either.
Right.
The stuff that's really, really awesome, yes, I may have done the work on the ground to get it, but God had a hand in it too.
Right.
And normally it's not just God had a hand in it. Normally if I really sit back and go through it, I didn't do it all myself.
Right.
I had a lot of things go. I had a lot of what seems to be luck. Could have been the hand of God. Could have just been some luck. Could have been a coincidence. Don't know. Don't really care. I try not to question it too much. But then you also get I get a big boost from other people. And it just becomes so apparent. As I try to help people, other people see that and want to help me. You and I have been through a lot of that, and just seeing that as we're trying to do the deeds that we're doing, we wind up getting a lot of help and all of that, me trying to remember all of that in my life on a daily basis, me trying to make sure that the spin of the story in my head, I remember that I better be humble. Right. And I better remember that I am not the end all be all, and that this life that I've created, I didn't do it by myself. Man, I've had a lot of help.
That's so good. That's so good. One of the things we talked about as we were prepping for this episode is we made the little joke that, if you're an instrument and you're getting played well, you have to be in tune. And it's amazing that in our lives, if things are going wrong, if we're out of step or if we're out of tune with our Creator, when those strings of our life get strummed, the output will not be what everybody wants to hear or see in our life. And so again, there's that aspect of, while God is strumming the strings, our responsibility, just like you said, of being boots on the ground, putting your faith into action situation and staying in tune with our higher power, that's going to ensure that our life is one of beautiful music.
Absolutely.
And so I love it. I love it. Such a great reading for today. And so I hope you guys have been encouraged by that. And as we wrap up, let me ask you guys this question. How has the idea of being an instrument in God's hands helped to keep your ego in check on this road of recovery? Take a few minutes, put your answers down in the comments section below. We can't wait to read what you have to say, and it's going to help somebody else today too. And on that note, from My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, and I'm Sean. And here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you're thirsty for another round, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the encouragement, inspiration, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and prospering in every area of your life. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around. Let's watch another video together.